Hey everyone, Treasure Quartz here. I wanted to take some time to talk about Overwatch. Spread some positivity about what the game could be like in the futures to come, some things that they could add. Cosmetic specifically in this video. So, the challenges. We got daily, weekly, season, we got event challenges, but all of these challenges, all the challenges are like extremely generic. And like the menu for it is very generic. It's just like a menu. It doesn't scream in-game universe Overwatch to me. Imagine instead of this daily challenges screen, a mission screen. And you had Talon, and you had Overwatch, and you had Doomfist instructs you to get 500 eliminations as Talon characters. Or Winston needs help, heal 500 heroes with supports, playing as Overwatch heroes. Instead of having generic daily and weekly challenges that you just complete, you have Overwatch faction-themed daily and weekly challenges. I think another massive problem with challenges is that the reward system for challenges is so unrewarding. You complete something that you might think is difficult to do, and what do you receive from it? Experience for the Battle Pass. And the Battle Pass itself in Overwatch has been designed to be unrewarding. And it's there, and it's an engagement system, and you know, big numbers make brain secrete serotonin. Give me my sugar of getting 50,000 Battle Pass experience. Give me that one more tier. But the Battle Pass is not very rewarding. Imagine instead we had the same challenge system, but the challenges were actually difficult. And then when you completed it, you received something that was symbolic of that challenge. And then other people who are trying to complete that same challenge can see that reward and go, whoa, that person completed that specific challenge that I'm trying to do. I don't want this game to be Call of Duty and to be like Fortnite, etc., etc. I love Overwatch for Overwatch and what it is, but the calling card system from Call of Duty is a fantastic engagement system. I hate that game and I hate playing it, but you know, I really enjoyed playing the game to unlock those challenges and to have something to show for, like, I've played the game a ton and I have something to show for it. And you can look at my profile and say to yourself, oh wow, he's got this specific challenge done and that's really difficult, but he did it. Oh, he's so cool. You could take the backgrounds and instead of just selling them in the store or in bundles, they could mean something and people could look at them, and you could gain social standing in the community by having them. Kind of like the Mystery Hero title, because that's currently the most difficult challenge to complete. Which is a big gripe that I have with the Overwatch challenges, is that they're not challenging challenges, they're missions. They're things for you to complete, they're not difficult. And that's a reason why I think it would be a good fundamental change to separate challenges from missions, and then have the two separate factions of Talon and Overwatch, and you complete different missions for them every day or every week. Maybe you can do it for them both and just earn double the experience, or maybe you're limited and you can only complete Talon's missions, or you can only complete Overwatch's missions, and you have to choose. But what if the challenge system was better than it is now, and you got actual rewards that meant something because the challenges were challenging, and that the rewards were rewarding, and they looked good, and you were excited to get them. Imagine backgrounds, except they're animated. Maybe Tracer is throwing out a pulse bomb, and you get it for sticking an enemy and receiving a 5 kill with it, and doing that 50 times, or 10 times. It has to be something that's difficult, gives you a goal, gives you a lifelong goal of playing the game to try and unlock that. Maybe there could be one where you have to get 100 grapple kills with Widowmaker, and when you complete that, you get 1,000 experience. You get that 1,000 experience, you complete that challenge, and you unlock the next tier, which is 200 grapple kills, and this time you get an icon for it. And then the next tier is 500, and it's the last one, and it's called the Grapple Master, and you get an animated calling card of Widowmaker doing a grapple, or something along those lines. And to see an exact system of what I'm talking about, it's a Call of Duty calling card system. And what else could they add to the game? Titles? You know, the seasonal titles, I hate them so much. You have the title that you unlock from playing the Prestige Battle Pass, and then which don't mean anything because you get 5 titles, and then the only one that has any social standing is the last one. And it's like, oh, he completed the Battle Pass totally and completely, and the rest are just kind of like cosmetic items. What if you could take your title and you could apply an effect to it? You could apply 2 effects. You can pick what color they look like, and then you could also pick an effect that is applied to it. Like, say you want the text to do a wave, or you want each letter to do tiny little miniature swirls, or you want each letter to fade in and out. Wouldn't that be so cool? And it could play into something that you unlock, or something that is unlocked in the Battle Pass, or for selecting every color of your title, maybe each of those titles, each of those colors you have to unlock, or each of those surfaces. Maybe you can make the title look metallic and gold, but it can only be unlocked through Season 5's Battle Pass, or through a challenge, and then it can be applied to any title. And that's just like adding more cosmetic items to the game, because the amount of cosmetics in the game is lackluster. It's extremely poor compared to Overwatch 1, and the amount of cosmetics that you could earn in that game. Every time you leveled up, you got 4 cosmetic items. And if they were duplicates, you got currency, but currency is another story. The Battle Pass, they reworked the loot box system and the experience and leveling up system into the Battle Pass system and seasonal levels, and then they made it way less engaging. They made it less rewarding, because you spend all that time leveling up your profile for the season or whatever to get a Winston voice line for tier 37 of the season 75 Battle Pass. That's not exciting. You're not excited to get a voice line for leveling up. Why did we go from giving players 4 items every level up to giving them 1? Sometimes they get 3. And the biggest problem with that is that after we did that, we're confused that players don't find the game rewarding enough when we deliberately made it less rewarding than Overwatch 1. I don't even like loot boxes. I prefer the Battle Pass system. I just think they did an extremely poor job of taking the Overwatch 1 system and they made it worse when they transferred it over to the Battle Pass. I think that all Overwatch 1 cosmetic items should be removed from the shop entirely. It's not that I think they shouldn't be earnable in-game. It's that if you paid $60 for the game, you got everything from Overwatch 1. And that's always going to be and is the excuse for why those cosmetic items should not be priced at $10 per skin, when you effectively got hundreds of those skins for $60. Well, why don't they just make a legacy battle pass system, and that you can buy the legacy battle passes for $10. There's 6 of them, and if you buy all 6 and complete all 6 of the battle passes, you have everything from Overwatch 1. Now you can no longer make the excuse that $60 got you all those things and now they're overpriced because you got them for $60. You got everything in Overwatch 1. You also don't have the excuse of Overwatch 1 cosmetics being the same price as Overwatch 2 cosmetics because they're separated. And I think one of the reasons the team cannot do that right now is because if they did, then the Overwatch shop would only have 1 or 2 items in it. Because Overwatch 2 flow of cosmetic items is substantially less than Overwatch 1. Okay, revamp the battle pass system, make it better. Revamp titles, add more effects and customizability to them. Backgrounds, make them a rewarding part of challenges and make challenges more challenging. And I really hope when the developers say they're working on a hero progression system, they are talking about a hero-based challenge system where you unlock things, just as I've said, in groups based on the heroes. Get Rocket Punch kills with Doomfist, or Seismic Slam kills, or get Tracer Pulse Bombs, Genji Blades, Nano Blade as Genji, and get 5 kills. I hope, beyond hope, that whatever they do with this hero progression system, they make it challenging. The way I thought the scoreboard was going to work when I first started playing Overwatch 2 was that you'd be able to go to each player individually. So you see the damage and the healing and eliminations and deaths, all that, those meaningless stats that don't indicate whether or not you're going to win or lose a game, because the Overwatch isn't based on how much damage you do or how much healing, how many elims. Those don't win or lose games. I thought when you'd be able to scroll through the list and highlight specific players. So right now whenever you open up the scoreboard, to the right is a personal profile of how good you're doing right now, of all your personal stats. Damage amplified for Mercy, and I actually don't know any other stats that they have for Mercy. Blaster kills, amount of heroes slept as Ana. How come you can't go to individual players in the match and that side profile, that personal profile of stats, opens up and you can see that? And you can see how many people your Ana has slept, or how much healing they prevented as Ana, which is another worthless stat. Because if you're healing an anti-target, you're doing worthless work. So people just don't heal those targets, so it doesn't indicate how well your anti-nades are, unfortunately. Well, if they did that, if they implemented that system, they could put in more cosmetics. Like, for instance, being able to customize what that personal battle profile looks like, what the background is, what stats specifically to show, maybe. Anyways, those are just my thoughts on things that they could add to the cosmetic system to make it better, add more things for players to earn, and make the game more rewarding to play. I'll see all of you in the next episode. Goodbye.